Hey guys, welcome back. So this week we are just continuing on with working on trying to get some more of these floorboards put down here. We're almost a third of the way done. So these posts that kind of go down through here, that's a third way mark, that's 8 feet. And then on the other side we have 16 feet. So the first thing that we're going to do here today is we have a few boards that are right over here, and I put those down as sort of a little catwalk thing when I was working on bringing boards in through our loading doors over here. So we don't really need those anymore, and those are the type of board that we're putting down currently. So I want to get those picked up, and since our miter saw is actually kind of sitting on those boards, we need to bring that over here onto our new floor that we've got down now. Get that over, then we can cut these boards to length and get to work putting some of those things down. Alright, well, we've used up all of our wider boards. We didn't quite make it to a third of the way. You can see that we still would have needed another 1 or 2 runs to get over to our post, but that's okay. It is what it is. So now we are moving on to our narrower boards, and I've gone ahead and laid some of them out over here, and these are laid out by the size of board that I can get out of that, because unfortunately they are not cut to the lengths that I need, so I'm having to cut them all to length before I can put them in. So I've measured through all these, separated them out into 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 foot pieces that they can get cut into. So now we need to fire up the generator and get these guys cut to length. Alright guys, well, we're back at it again today. It's died down at the moment, but it's really windy out today, so probably going to keep the audio part, me talking to you guys directly, to a minimum. Some of you guys are going, yes, right about now, but it's mostly going to be time-lapse for today. Alright, so with that, we are now on the other side of these posts right here. I spent more time than I'd like to admit messing around with getting these cut to the right length to go in between the post and notching out a little bit around out of a couple of boards here that were right on either side. And alright, well, we've got a handful of boards here cut up, and I've gone ahead and kind of laid them out in the general areas of where that they could go in. So now we'll go ahead and give this a try here, see if we can get in 1 or 2 runs. I didn't do a whole lot of boards just because this is sort of experimental at the moment, but we'll see if this works out the way I think it will, and see if we can't get a couple runs of boards in. Alright, well, we got a couple rows across here now, and I'm kind of getting the hang of these different length boards that we're having to deal with. I think it should get easier after we get a few rows across here, because eventually what'll happen is you're just copying previous patterns for the rows. So I'll just be able to look back, 2 or 3 rows and say, okay, this is the next length I need, this is the next one, next. Kind of do it without really even having to think about it too much. So hopefully it should get easier. So unfortunately, this is going to be it for this week. We did not get quite as much done as I was hoping, but this kind of threw a little bit of a wrench in my plans when I realized that my spacing wasn't quite what I would have liked it to have been. Next week, the first thing we need to do is cut some more boards that are these new lengths that we're working with, get those ready to go, and then we can start putting in more boards across here, and hopefully we should be able to pick up a little bit of speed as we go across after I kind of get the hang of what boards need to go where for this side. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next week.